Excellent.
Rubbing your that's good clickbait. Welcome to our second Sauce Talk, where it's all about our monthly topic, fashion revolution, and we have here as a guest, Seraina.
Hi.
Woo! Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
What do you do?
So essentially, I'm like a stylist who writes. The love of my life is to work in fashion, focusing on culture and context of it. So that's what I'm building up. With my channel, nice. She Writes is now out.
We found common ground with you in this fashion topic.
I mean, you're already legends in the making. Go out, have a drink with them. It is more than inspiring. I'm just saying.
Stop. Okay. Don't stop. It was our first business meeting.
And we got down to business.
Yeah.
I just
He wants to be part of the talk.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Fashion revolution. The movement came out of a very tragic event that happened more than 10 years ago in
2013
in Bangladesh, where the clothing factory collapsed and a lot of people actually died in there. Out of this tragic event, fashion revolution sparked.
I think it's a really, really good movement in the sense of like globally raising awareness, also for the consumer to where their contributions can be.
This month, or also in the Fashion Revolution Week, the main goal was to host events, visit events, mending, fixing your clothes, go thrift parties, swap parties. And we wanted to also spotlight these events for this month. We went thrifting by ourselves.
And it already sparked some interest. My friend and I, we're going to do a swap party probably in May. Chloe, I hold you to it.
Oh, nice. So,
yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted.
You spark the joy on what a sustainable journey can be. And it's joyful to get together and talk about things or have a swap party.
But with the people that your friends, with the people that you love, that you're going to see anyway, you can host a swap party not only in April, but also in May or whenever you want.
What happened at Rana Plaza was really sparking the conversation to a more global audience, because talking about sustainability and the rapid change of the industry's logistics and, availability and chains, because let's not forget this system has been historically based on completely different ideas than the democratization of fashion, but scaling up to everybody being able to afford a certain standard and level of clothing, of course, leads for many brands to see the profit only in money and only in delivering as fast as possible.
Yeah. And I think a very important point there is what you already said, is fashion that is affordable for everyone. I grew up myself with not a lot of money. My family didn't have a lot of money, so you actually don't really think about quality, because it's just you cannot afford it.
Yes, exactly.
So
you're gonna have more out of something that is maybe higher priced than the good quality, but even that some people cannot afford. So I think the ones who really make it the fast fashions are the ones who are able to afford a lot of cheap clothes, like in a big amount and fast. And every season we watched the documentary Fashion Reimagined, and we're gonna show you a little piece of that. Yeah.
We all kind of sped up too fast in this generation. We produce 100 billion items of clothing every year. More collections, more goals, and 3 out of 5 of them end up in landfill. The chemicals, the quantity, the pollution, the carbon emissions. It's complete nonsense.
With Amy Powney, who's the founder of Mother of Pearl, with Becky Hunter did this documentary, Fashion Reimagined, they're actually tapping into the whole idea of sustainability being an overused word in a marketing world that has talked about the democratization of fashion, which is a marketing way of announcing things ever since the 60s, because before the 60s, people didn't really have a place to shop. You were living on hand-me-downs from your parents, or, the whole mending, and what is now like this big revolution to go back and have a relationship with your clothes and mending it and
also
repurposing it.
Know the real worth of it. Like in the documentary, you see how they trace down the chain, or they try at least, and they have a horrible time doing that because nobody's transparent. This this fabric comes from there, but somebody else is gonna make like the spinning, and they don't know where it's then in the end going to. So it's really hard to trace down where it's really coming from, or if it's really sustainable.
There's so many different kind of people involved, like the chain is so big.
It's a huge black box.
This is also part of Fashion Revolution, to show the chain, to show where it's coming from, who is behind that garment that you have in your hands, and that you can really proudly say, this is sustainable, and also this is with good conditions. It is something I can really stand behind, and I love the design. I love it's fashionable as well. The consumer have a responsibility to ask where it's coming from.
Exactly. And I think that is such a key word, which I really, really loved on Amy's, founder of Mother of Pearl's brand, was really like, she shifted the communication from her brand to contemporary sustainable fashion to contemporary responsible design. Her understanding that sustainability cannot be a goal that you reach and then you labeled it and then you're fine, but is an ongoing process of understanding best practices. And it's a journey that goes throughout, you know, a lifespan of a brand, a lifespan of a customer even. What we label now as new is actually not that new, because up until the 50s, mending your clothes, natural fiber in general.
It was just how we did it.
It's just what it was.
I want to go into a topic that we talked about, Mel, and it's a little bit the personal relationship to fashion.
Yeah, I think it takes some bravery to, in the end, wear what you love and not what the trend is. I want to wear what I love and what I feel comfortable in, to express myself through my clothes. So why should I pretend to be someone just because it's trending right now?
Which is such an important thing. The way we dress, essentially, is how we communicate ourselves individually in the context of society, in an industry that is trend driven. I'm going to be individual by looking mainstream like everybody else because I'm not comfortable if I ruffle up some feathers.
That's what I mean.
And that is
exactly the bold thing you have to have.
Louis XIV, actually, who at Versailles had the court. No, I'm serious.
I think this is not going to fit. Like,
no, that's not going to fit. We need to do a fashion history thing.
The fashion
we
history
should do the history.
Because I really think this topic is so interesting, and I think there's so much. You're going to be guest again.
Absolutely.
If you do a fashion history.
I come anytime.
If you have any fashion questions,
anytime.
The knowledge that's coming out of you is insane. Really, I have to say that on that point. Really, I'm every time stunned how much you can keep in your head.
If only I'd be structured. If only I could be more structured.
Chaotic creativity. I have a question. What about this sustainability? You think this is a trend? Does it have the chance to take over the fashion world?
I think we're right now on the very cusp of this question, because there's a danger in it, and I mean it, there's a danger in it becoming a trend in order to market. What we need to get away from is this idea that there is one solution, and now we call it sustainable, and then that's great.
It is now. It's
because the overconsumption is probably not going to stop, right? Because people are going to think, oh, great, this is now sustainable. I can consume and go on with what I did before, right?
Which is what the big communications and marketers are actually, planning. The responsibility, that is the main, the key aspect that needs to run through all the pillars. And the pillars are producers, communicators, advertisers. It's the consumer as well, because we need to stop acting that our days are too busy, to care. So we should be catered.
Yes. And it's hard to hear. I think sometimes
it is a hard truth.
Yeah, it's hard to hear to say. It is not about your time. You heard that before from something else, not just in terms of fashion. It's about priorities. Yeah. It's about what you take time for.
We talked about this so much.
Yes, also in our private lives, because it is.
We all have the same hours per day.
So if your entire life is convenient, don't you think that eventually it gets extremely boring? It gets to a point where we look for purpose, and which is, by the way, happening right now.
Interesting.
The fact that everybody, each one of us, will always have an impact. If you produce something, you have an impact. If you consume something, you have an impact.
Yeah. To say one alone cannot change something, that is a lazy excuse.
Yes, it is.
The decision you need to take is, how big is your impact and what do you really want to focus on? Is it the societal part of, I want to know that the garment workers are actually paid? Because the other day news came out that Laura Piana, who sells a sweater with alpaca wool for $9,000, for 9,000 pounds, I think, double check that, actually doesn't pay the people that go and shave those alpacas but you still, it's like, oh, I bought quality, and it's such, and this is the biggest thing, the luxury industry. It's a major hypocrisy because they have always overproduced.
We are back to fashion revolution where this knowledge and the behind the scenes, behind what is happening should be available for everybody to know. All this information should be out there and communicated like daily. I think that should go out to people who are not knowing about it, so they have the choice to say, it is my decision to make that my main focus, or to make it a priority in my life, to take my time to go there, because I know now. I saw a video of garment working conditions that was really horrible to watch, and I went to the comments and I saw some comments who said, thank you, I knew it. I knew that I'm not doing something good if I order there, but somehow how you say that, you could just shove it away a little bit, because you didn't have a personal touch point with it. And this video touched her in this comment so deep that she said, I'm gonna never do that again. I knew it. Thank you for the video. Now this was the last drop I needed.
I think it's easier to sometimes just look away and close your eyes.
And we all do it sometimes, and I think it is also human to be able to be brave enough to stand there and say, I did that.
And also, why does it take bravery? Because I'm like, what is like annoying me so much as someone who has also major insecurities, I'm like, my next book, How to Fucking Human, you know, it's like, but
I had to think about it. I was like, this is great.
But I want to buy it. I don't know.
I'm going to read it.
Writing. We cannot solve whatever problem we have riding the moral high horse. Really, we need to get off the moral high horse, understand that this is a decision that doesn't need to be more emotionally pushed over the roof, because this is where it's kind of like then getting hard, and what we're not trying to do is kind of like, you're right or wrong for doing, you're a good or a bad person.
The pressure build up too,
Also, I think that we talked about this before, because you don't need to be perfect.
No.
Like, you don't need to try to be, let's say, more sustainable. You don't need to be 100% sustainable. It doesn't mean like you cannot fly anymore, or you cannot buy an avocado anymore.
Just
you can
take
do
your part.
Take your part.
The funniest
Do
ones.
what you can do, what is possible for you.
And have a relationship to the stuff you surround yourself with.
The funny thing is the ones who come and say, but you buy the avocado too last week. And they reerase all the effort you did with that fucking avocado. I'm sorry that I said that, but your effort to buy sustainable for the last 3 months is dead because you buy an avocado. You ate an avocado.
And that's tragic.
And that's what I mean with the moral high horse. We need to come to terms with the fact that we separated state and church. But if you want to do the heaven and hell thing, you go do that. But it's like, if you really want to solve the problem, then first of all, the first step you take is admitting that there is a problem. So far, words are spreading, there is a problem. Yay.
We know
Now
that
the next thing to break, to not have it just be a trend, the next thing is to be okay with the process and the journey not being a perfect one, but having the mindset for it and tapping into it. It's like, it's an enormous industry, and again, it's about the people and it's for the people, because the one thing, and that's so important to me, we have many differences, but the one thing we all have in common is we all get dressed in the morning. We all get dressed in the morning. And it's a way to communicate yourself, it's a way to be comfortable, it's a way to protect yourself from whatever weather conditions you might run into.
Oh yeah, that was like,
I mean...
that was a basic how do you say, a basic value
Need.
on a basic need of clothes. It's like, oh, it's raining. I need something that is going to keep the rain away.
And then there's the moral aspect of like, don't show your parts, you know. But it's just, in general, we all
I
have.
do what I want.
Exactly.
You don't tell me to not show my parts. Sorry.
She popped it. But then it really, culture and context, it really, as much as we're individual, it's not just about you. You're always in the context of someone else, whether in your relationships or when it comes to what you consume and what you produce. That's why I'm saying we need, in whatever movement we're in, we need to drop the moral high horse. Like, I don't want to feel like the devil if I buy something that is not labeled, and we have too many labels. Main mindset shift of saying, like, it's about responsibility. It's about having a relationship with your surroundings and what your impact is within it.
It doesn't matter your financial status. Everybody can do something for it. Like, if you cannot afford better quality or luxury brands or whatsoever.
And they're not even better sometimes, right?
Exactly. Then go into sewing, fix your clothes. Like that was a big motivation for me.
Yes.
I took sewing classes so I can make my own clothes.
I even gifted you one. I remember that was such a good birthday gift.
I loved it.
This talk
Could go on and on.
Yeah, it could go on.
For me, it was very interesting to hear your side of things. It was very lovely. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you're going to join us again in our SAS talk.
Absolutely.
For the historic part of fashion.
Yes, we want to make-
hopefully. Guys, by the way, next month's topic is going to be about brands. Now, we talked a lot about the fashion revolution. Next month, we're going to dive into brands.
So we hope you're going to tune in to that topic as well next month. And okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Sorry. Okay, bye.